until the very end to fully understand the deep state consequences.
Now, without getting into the politics of things to come, we, as IQD investors, want to keep an eye on policies that could enhance our position as exotic currency investors, especially our investment in the IQD. If the deep state is real, and there are plenty of indications that it is, we have to know that this entity is not in our favor. One of Iraq's most significant stumbling blocks is the international banking system, which is a long way from U.S. government employees. However, it's a start. Who knows what the domino effect will create? The channel has identified one possible issue. President Trump wants to use America's oil reserves. When mainstream news outlets uses the word oil, the channel is automatically interested. Listen to what the president said about oil reserves.
I declared a national energy emergency, and it's so important, national energy emergency, to unlock the liquid gold under our feet and pave the way for rapid approvals of new energy infrastructure. The United States has the largest amount of oil and gas of any country on earth, and we're going to use it. Not only will this reduce the cost of virtually all goods and services, it'll make the United States a manufacturing superpower.
This will automatically reduce the cost of oil, which is not good for Iraq, but great for American citizens. The second problem with using our own oil reserves is that it leaves America with low oil reserves. As it stands now, the U.S. buys oil and maintains its oil reserves for emergencies and as a position of power. These are major internal conflict issues.
President Trump is making major changes surrounding the IRS. The reason this is important to us is because whoever is in charge will determine how investors may be taxed on exotic currency profits from Iraq. This is a minor issue right now, yet an issue all the same. Shaking up the deep state could affect everyone on different levels. The channel wants you to be aware of the sweeping changes.
Okay, we have talked about the deep state on this channel, and for the most part we know that the deep state is not interested in us as individuals improving our financial assets due to the adjustment of the IQD. The deep state is a term used to describe a belief that there is a hidden or unelected network of government officials, bureaucrats, and institutions operating independently of the elected leadership to influence or control national policies and decisions. Proponents of the idea argue that this group, which may include career government employees, intelligence agencies, military officials, and other entities, acts in its own interests rather than those of the public or elected leaders. The term has often been associated with theories of government overreach, secrecy, and resistance to change, particularly when policies threaten the status quo. Critics, however, view the concept of a deep state as largely a conspiracy theory, emphasizing that most government employees work within legal and institutional frameworks designed to ensure continuity and professionalism, regardless of political shifts. The term has gained significant political traction in recent years, used by some as a way to explain challenges elected officials face in implementing their agendas, particularly when encountering resistance from entrenched government structures or individuals. But here's the deal. Regardless of whether the deep state is a conspiracy theory or a real silent power, President Trump is making changes that are placing the comfort zone of government employees in question. Bear with the channel as we connect the dots to our investment. On Monday, President Donald Trump signed an executive order aimed at giving him more control over the federal workforce, a group he has often criticized as the deep state. The order seeks to undo a rule put in place by former President Joe Biden last year, which protected federal employees and is expected to face legal challenges. This new directive revives Trump's 2020 executive order, known as Schedule F, which created a special category for federal employees involved in policy. It made these workers easier to fire, sparking fears of job insecurity and concerns about politicizing the civil service. Biden had quickly reversed this order, and strengthened job protections for federal workers in 2021. Now, Trump's latest order directs the Office of Personnel Management to scrap Biden's changes and reinstate Schedule F. Critics argue that such actions require months-long rulemaking, not an executive order, and legal experts expect the directive to end up in court. The 2020 version of Schedule F applied to an estimated 50,000 workers, though it could have impacted many more. It would have stripped workers of protections like due process and the ability to appeal decisions. Critics claim it would allow employees to be fired for political reasons and replaced with loyalists. President Trump's order is a blatant attempt to corrupt the federal government by eliminating employees' due process rights, said Everett Kelly, president of the American Federation of Government Employees, representing 750,000 workers. Similarly, the National Treasury Employees Union vowed to fight the move. At this point, some of you may be wondering, why are we still talking about the deep state? Hold on. Americans deserve a government run by qualified, nonpartisan professionals, said Doreen Greenwald, the union's national president. Trump says the effort is about accountability and loyalty. His order states federal employees must be accountable to the president and claims some career officials have resisted or undermined policies. Critics, however, argue this could bring the country back to the days of political patronage, where government jobs were given to political supporters rather than qualified professionals. This is a step backward that undermines the federal government's ability to serve the public, said Max Stier, CEO of the Partnership for Public Service. Even if it doesn't lead to mass firings, experts warn the order could create a chilling effect, making federal employees hesitant to challenge directives they believe are unethical or illegal. It's about creating fear across the federal workforce, said Joe Spielberger from the Project on Government Oversight.